So welcome back to Miss Karen's online math help. So today we're going to be looking at some harder examples of solving linear equations. So if you haven't already watched other videos, there's one on one-step linear equations and one on two-step linear equations. So today we're going to move into possibly up to five-step linear equations. Good times, right? So I have your steps outlined, but if you miss it, you can either pause the video or I'm gonna put it in the comments. So first step is we're gonna look for any distributive property. So distributive property, in case you forgot, is when you have like a number that's outside a quantity, something like this, and you have to take this number and distribute. So multiply it by everything that's in the parentheses. Then the second step is if you have terms with, in these cases, an x variable on each side, you're going to want to get them on the same side of the equal sign. Then you're going to combine any like terms. So you're going to combine on the same side any terms that have variables get combined together, and any terms that are constant will get combined together, added or subtracted together. Then these are the steps from the last video. So we're gonna kind of undo or do the inverse of any subtraction or addition. And then lastly, we undo or do the inverse of any multiplication or division. So let's get started. So here is just one step harder than the ones that we did last time. So as you can see, the new thing here is that now we're using this distributive property. So if you see a constant or a term that's outside of a quantity like this, outside of the parentheses, you're going to multiply that outside term by all the terms inside. Now in this case, we only have two terms inside, but it can get a little bit messier. So we're going to take this 3, multiply it by the x, that's going to give us 3x, and take the 3, multiply it by the positive 2, so we have plus 6. Now the equals, negative 15 comes down, so make sure you're not losing any negatives anywhere. Now we're just back to our two-step equation. So we don't have any variables on both sides, right? This is our only x term, and it's already by itself on the left. We don't have any like terms to combine, so if you look at this side, you can't combine those, and there's only one term on the right side. So that's why we come down to this fourth step. So we undo any subtraction or addition on the side that has the x term. We have plus 6, so the opposite of that is to subtract 6. And remember, whatever we do to one side, gotta do it to the other side. So subtract 6 from here, these cancel, 3x comes down. And now this can be a sticky wicket when we have negative signs. People always get confused. Negative 15 minus 6, so they're both negative. So this is gonna take us farther in the negative. So you add the number parts, it's 21. It's negative 21. Last step, we're gonna undo the multiplication. So 3x is understood to be 3 times x. So the way to get rid of it, divide the 3 out, do it to this side. And our final answer, x is equal to 7. All right, so moving on. For number 2, we have 5x minus 3 is equal to 3x minus 4. So it's good just to kind of get in the system of looking through the steps, and then eventually you can just kind of do it in your head. So we want to check to see if there's any distributive property. There's not. Get terms with the variables on the same side. So now in this example, see how we have an x term on each side? So we want to get both of the x terms on the same side. So we use the same rule here. We do the opposite of subtracting or adding to get rid of one of these terms. So it doesn't matter. You could either subtract 3x from both sides or you could subtract 5x from both sides. I'm lazy and I hate negatives. So I know if I subtract the smaller one, I'm gonna end up with a positive term here. So I'm gonna subtract 3x from this side, 3x from this side, so that these guys cancel out. Now over here, I have 5x minus 3x is 2x, and then everything else comes down. Minus 3 equals, it's positive 4, but we don't really need that plus sign there anymore. It's understood that it's positive. So there's no like terms to combine, so now we're back to our 2-step. We want to get rid of this minus 3, so we add 3 to both sides. These cancel, we have 2x equals 7. And then last step, divide out this 2. X is equal to, you could leave it as 7/2, or you could divide it and get 3.5, 3.5. All right, last one, best for last. So this one, we're gonna utilize all those steps so that you can see how a really fun problem works. So now we have 2 times that we have to do the distributive property. So we have it on the left side and the right side. So let's start with this guy. We have 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times 3 is 6 plus everything else comes down, so plus 8 equals, we have 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 1, so minus the 5, keep that sign here, plus 15 minus 2x. So everything else just came straight down. All right, now we're gonna get the terms with the variable on the same side. So we wanna get, let's move this 2x over here. But now see, I have 2 terms over here. I'm gonna combine these ones first. So I'm gonna go a little bit out of our order here. But since we have these 2 terms, 5x minus 2x, I'm gonna rewrite this side, combining these guys to start with. So I have 5x minus 2x is 3x. And then I'm gonna combine these 2 terms also. Since they're constants, we have negative 5 plus 15, or you can think of it as 15 minus 5. It's just gonna give us 10. And then on this side, if I combine these terms first, I have 2x plus 14. So now I can get the terms on the same side. So I have 2x over here, 3x over here. I'm gonna get rid of the smaller one so that I end up with a positive number. So subtract 2x from this side, 2x from this side, 14 comes down on the left. 3x minus 2x is 1x, but we don't really need the 1 there. It's understood to be there. And then bring down the plus 10. So it looks a little wonky because there are x terms on the right side, but we'll flip that at the end. Now I just have this plus 10 that I need to get rid of. So you're always trying to get the x by itself. So even though it's on the right-hand side, you want to get rid of this plus 10. So subtract 10, subtract 10. These guys cancel. We have x left on this side. 14 minus 10 is 4. So if you're real picky, like I am, you can just flip it back around, and now it says x equals 4. All right, so thanks for coming, and see you next time.